Okay, welcome everyone. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. It's awesome to be with you guys today. Just one day felt like freaking, I don't know, it felt like a whole lifetime. So it's awesome to be back. I've been up in the air. Had it's been honestly very interesting last 24 hours. Last time I was with you, I was in Dubai. Now I'm here in Cebu, Philippines, and it's awesome. We can do and we can build this amazing ecosystem from everywhere in the world. I've had, like I said, a very interesting last 24 hours, and I'm still smiling. So it's nothing too crazy, but I'll share with you. So last night I was waiting on my flight, and then it was 2 hours late. So I mean, I was chilling. I was in the business lounge at the Dubai airport, which is awesome. I got to get some good food, got a shower in, and then went and then like it's late. So I'm like, okay, whatever. It's not like I have to be at work tomorrow or whatever. So it's like, it's cool. So they end up being late. And then because they were late, we were in Dubai. And then we were headed to Manila, Philippines. And from Manila, we would go take a 1 hour flight to Cebu. The flight from Manila, from Dubai to Manila was about 9 hours. So by the time I got there, my second flight, I literally was getting off the flight and they were taking off. So I missed that flight. And then I missed a second flight. And then when I got here to Cebu, they're like, yeah, we don't have your luggage. I'm like, okay, awesome. That's great. That's great to hear. But it's like I was so grateful because, the entire time they never stressed me out. Nothing stressed me out, missing the flights, being delayed, losing my luggage. None of it really stressed me out. And I was thinking about like how life was and how I would have reacted, before Dawn's process. It would have been completely different. I would have been stressed out, full of anxiety, all of these different things. And now it's like, whatever. I'm not gonna force anything. Whatever happens, happens. It's gonna work out perfectly. And then even when I'm leaving the airport, I'm like, oh wow, great. I don't have to carry my heavy luggage. They'll just bring it directly to my doorstep. So it's like, it's always about how we respond to our environments. Are you the cause or are you a effect to everything that's happening in your life? And it's just so beautiful just to see that. And I'm just kind of observing that from like almost a third person. Like I'm like, who is that guy? Like, like I don't recognize him. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Apart from that, I'm happy, I'm healthy and I'm alive, and I'm excited to share with you guys the gift of Divinfi. So thank you for being here. We have some amazing leaders. We're streaming live right now. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, all the different social media platforms. So it's awesome to have you all here. We're going to share some awesome info. And before I do, I'm going to actually go ahead and share this surprise. We like surprises here at Divinfi, that's for sure. So give me a moment. I'm gonna go on my phone and I'm gonna share this and then we'll get it rolling. Let me make sure that uh oh, there it goes. Perfect. Okay, and then if you can see my screen, just give me a 111.
Witness the dawn of a new era.
Okay, yeah, I see it. We're good. Okay, awesome. So this is our brand new video. We released two before, but this is like the step up the Hollywood production. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys. There's a couple of last things that we're going to be editing on it, but I wanted to give you a sneak preview. I don't know if Jamie did. Maybe he already beat me to the punch, but if he didn't, then And here you guys go.
Witness the dawn of a new era. In a world where consciousness and currency converge. Join Don Smith as he guides personal transformation. Introducing AI Polo, your gateway to financial freedom. Where spiritual enlightenment meets financial abundance. Join our network and unlock infinite earning potential. Divinfi. Elevate your consciousness. Multiply your currency. Join the revolution today.
Wow. If that didn't give you goosebumps, I don't know what will. Like, wow, they tell me that was not absolutely fire. If that was fire, if you guys are hyped up off of that Hollywood cinematic production, give me some fire emojis in the chat. I got goosebumps. I got God bumps on me. Oh my God. Yeah. We got some really amazing guys that were working on this in the background. And so that will be ready for you guys to use here just in the next couple of days. But for the new person that's never seen this, they don't know what the heck is going on today. I'm going to break it down to you and talk to you a little bit about Divinfi and what it means to, we talked about it in that video, it talks about the consciousness and then the currency, right? Elevating your consciousness and multiplying your currency. So I'm going to share some info with you. And hopefully this will all make sense here in the next 30 minutes. I'll try to get through it as fast as possible. And so if you don't know who I am, my name is Sam Hidja. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Divinfi, and it's really my honor and privilege to be able to share this info with you guys because I remember just a couple of, I'd say maybe like 10 years ago or so, I had some amazing mentors, right? And they shared some information with me that really changed my life. They changed the way that I viewed the world. It changed the way that I interact with the world, and it changed the way that I saw what was possible for me. And hopefully by the end of this, you'll have a different outlook on life and what's possible for you, your family, communities, and eventually the world. So what is our vision here at Divinfi? It's to create an ecosystem that brings freedom to all 8 billion people here on Earth. I know that sounds ludicrous and big, but it really starts, like I said, with us right here. And then eventually it starts to spread. There's that ripple effect. And so when it comes to freedom, there's four main pillars. There's the financial freedom, the location freedom, the time freedom, and most importantly, the emotional freedom to sustain it all, to hold it, and to be able to keep it, right? And so I've been an entrepreneur for 12 years. I got started in the car exporting business at the age of 18. I earned my first six-figure income at the age of 18, and I thought that was it. Right? I thought money was going to free me. It was going to change my life, and that was it. Because I mean, I didn't really understand what I really wanted. When I was a kid, I didn't want to be like an astronaut or a teacher or a doctor or a lawyer or any of these things. I just wanted to be free. And so I thought that money was going to give me that freedom. And so being in the car exporting business at that young of an age and then having the money to basically do whatever you want, at the age of 18, 10 years ago, making six figures a year was really good. Like you could basically do whatever. And really quickly, I realized that that wasn't it. That wasn't everything because even though I was making good money, I was working like a freaking workhorse, right? It's like 80 hours a week, driving all around the US. I had to be in certain places at certain times, certain dealerships or doing deals with individuals and so on and so forth. And I didn't have the time freedom. I didn't have the location freedom. And so eventually I got introduced to this guy and he got me into network marketing, which really opened up a whole new world for me and showed me the possibilities. And ever since getting introduced to that gentleman, who was only like 2 or 3 years older than me at the time, and he was living that life, right? He was on private jets. He was on, he had 3 supercars. He was doing whatever he wanted with his friends. He lived that lifestyle by design. I was like, yo, I want that. So he mentored me really closely. I listened to him, and basically I got to emulate some of his like his life, right? Because I believe that if you take someone's advice on how to live life, you're going to get their results. Or if you do what they do, you're going to get what they get. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do what you're doing. And eventually, in the last 12 years, I've been able to earn millions of dollars. I've traveled to 25 different countries, and 100 plus cities. I've, helped lots of people make 6 figures a year. But then in the second half of 2023, I realized that the money, the travel, doing all that kind of stuff, it was great, but it wasn't the whole pie. There was still something that was missing. And I felt it very deeply because I started to experience a lot of anxiety, depression, panic attacks. I'd wake up in the morning, wouldn't be able to breathe. And it got so bad that I started to actually contemplate suicide. I remember being on the 48th floor of this penthouse that I was renting in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and things are just getting so bad in my life. Even though money was fine, I was able to do whatever I wanted. Like relationships, like I was married at the time, and it wasn't doing that well, right? Like I felt completely trapped in a marriage that was not serving me anymore. Lots of abuse. And like I'm like the only solution at that point was like maybe I should just jump off this freaking, balcony. Maybe that's the solution. Obviously that didn't happen. And so after the next couple of months, I would actually end up walking away, even though it was extremely difficult, very, very hard to walk away with someone that you loved and, I spent 4 years with and so on and so forth. So after that divorce, ended up actually going to jail in Bali, Indonesia. You see, because I was actually addicted to smoking marijuana for 12 years, even though I was, traveling, I had the money, this and that, blah, blah, blah. All of those things, having more money, more time, and being able to go wherever you wanted in the world, it actually just fueled my addiction. If you have more money, it's just like gasoline that you're putting onto the fire, right? And so I smoked, like I said, every single day for 12 years. And then I ended up going to jail for it. And it was funny. I was just talking to my buddy because he lives in Bali today, and he just got like this really beautiful house there. And I was like, yeah, bro, like I created this situation because I told myself I wanted to stop smoking. And literally the next day, I find myself in a Balinese jail. I literally, I kid you not, I would not have wished that on my worst enemy. It was 8 foot by 8 foot. There's black mold. It's hot as heck. There's no AC. And it was literally so bad, but it was exactly what I needed. And what ended up happening was I stayed in that jail for 6 days, and I went to rehab for 17 days. And I had to pay them $50,000 or I would have gotten the death penalty because they don't play over there. And so, you know, humans, we are motivated by two things, inspiration or desperation. And I was completely desperate at that time. And when I got out of uh jail and the rehab, um, my buddy Jamie, who's the CEO of this community, this ecosystem, he's like, you need to meet my mentor, Don Smith, which I had talked to this guy, and I met him on Zoom like about a year before. I met Jamie online as well. Like I had never met these guys in person. He's like, you need to come meet Don. So instead of going to Thailand where I was going to go originally, I went to the Philippines and I met Don. And I did this process with Don, which Don had been creating and cultivating this process over the last 44 years. The last 44 years, Don has been using this process. He's used it with several billionaires. He's used it with the guys that created the BlackBerry. He's used it with elite athletes at the Olympic level in 15 different sports. He's used it to help people with cancer and like, I mean, just the craziest stories. I mean, I like to use this example because it's quantifiable, and a lot of people nowadays they quantify money with like achievement. But this guy that Don worked with was a billionaire. He was a multi-billionaire. Okay, his name is Tim. And Tim, he had 5 addictions. Okay, he was addicted to alcohol, drugs, sex, food, and gambling. He was going through a divorce. He had so much anxiety. Tim had so much anxiety that he could not fly on his private jet. So he had all this money, but he was literally living in his own man-made hell, his own self-imposed hell. So Don does this process with him, which all the process is, some of you have experienced it, right? Some of you have experienced this for yourself, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is the most powerful process that I've ever experienced. And I've done tons and tons of personal development, whether it be transformational workshops. My buddy Marcos on the call, he's actually one of the first people that introduced me to transformational workshops. I've read thousands of books. I did plant medicine, right? It's just plant drugs. Oh, there goes my luggage calling me. I'll get it later. I did, breath work. I got certified with a program that was created by the late Bob Proctor. I did all of these things, and none of it was as got even close to what Dawn's process does. It goes back to the very first moment in time where you created this trauma, or you had a trauma, and you created this self-sabotaging program to keep you safe. Okay, so this guy Tim, when he did it with Dawn, all of his addictions, everything that he had been dealing with was completely gone in the span of 2 hours. And really, it happened in an instant. Okay, it happened instantly. And so I'll give you a little bit more context, and I'll share with you what happened for me. And maybe we can have some of you guys on the call that have done it share with everyone, some of your experience if you would like. So there's this consciousness scale. It was created by a guy named Dr. David Robert Hawkins. He was next level. He wrote a book called Power versus Force. And so in this book, he talks about all of our emotions, or I should say all of the emotions, because they're not our emotions. We're not attached to them, right? They're not us. We're just experiencing them. All of the emotions, they are on a scale of consciousness. They go from 0 to 1,000. Okay, so at the very bottom of the scale is shame, which is at level 20. And you go up a little bit, fear is 100, courage is 200, love is 500, and then at the very top is enlightenment, which is 700 to 1,000. So if you want to have some reference points, I'll give you some clear ones. So we know Hitler, right? Hitler, he did some crazy stuff. He was actually at a level 50 consciousness. And I know for a fact the reason why he did what he did was because of the level of consciousness that he was operating from. Okay, so all of the great teachers, all the great masters, they operated at the level of 1,000. Okay, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Moses, Zoroaster, all of the great teachers were at a level 1,000. And what they were preaching and what they knew and what they were trying to tell us was that our natural state was one of enlightenment. You on this call, you watching this on Facebook or any of the other streaming platforms, I want you to listen up. Your natural state is one of enlightenment. You are divine. That was what they were trying to tell us, but we did not get that message. We externalized it, and we made them this great mighty person or being that we could never get close to. So what happens is that there's one moment in time before the age of 7, because and this science has proven this, that before the age of 7, the subconscious mind is wide open. Anywhere from 7 of years of age all the way to whenever you were in the womb. When you were in the womb of your mother, your subconscious mind was wide open, and it was basically programming yourself similar to the operating system of your phone. Okay, so you were being programmed even before you knew, and that's what the subconscious mind is. You don't have to know, but you're downloading and you're programming yourself to operate. And then, you're a full-blown adult, you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 years old. You're still operating from the old programming that you received before you were even conscious, before the age of reason. So what Don does is he helps you go to the very first moment where you were playing sabotage, or where you're playing as a victim, or you're playing small, and he helps you release that first moment in time, because that first moment is connected to every other moment, every other trauma that you ever experienced. Okay, so it's really crazy what happened for me personally. At the time, I was at a level 125 on a good day, because you can shift from moment to moment, right? You can shift from moment to moment. You can be maybe at fear, maybe you're at courage, so on and so forth. You could shift. So when I met Dawn, I had done all of that work, 10 plus years of work. I made all this money and blah, 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 did whatever, all of this, you know, all of this fugazi, because it was just covering up what truly was. And so Dawn helped me release it, right? And I went to my natural state, right? So I want you to imagine being at the bottom of the ocean, and you have an anchor that is holding, that's tied to you, and it's dropped down, and you're trying to swim. Let's say you're at 50 or 75 or whatever, and you're swimming up. You go all the way up, and then the anchor brings you back down. You go up, and then it brings you back down. So what Don does is he simply helps you get to that moment and release the energetic anchor that's holding you back from accessing your natural state. And this is the thing, it's an issue. I'll tell you, because I know right now, look at the world. There's 26 wars that are happening today, whether it's in my home country of Palestine, whether it's in Sudan, Myanmar, in China. There's all these different wars that are happening today when there shouldn't be. It's because of the level of consciousness of humanity as a whole. And they say that 80%, 80% of the entire world is actually underneath the 200 mark, under 210 actually. Most people are actually operating from fear. What if my spouse leaves me? They're afraid that their partner's going to leave. What if my job? What if I lose my job? What if I die? All of it just operating from fear, right? And then whenever you are operating from your higher natural states, you don't care. Like I was sharing with the guys today, like I missed, my flight got delayed. I missed 2 flights, my luggage. I didn't even flinch. I'm just like, all right, let's go. Like, it doesn't really matter. Even if I lost my luggage, I'll just get some new luggage, whatever. Right. And so it's a state of being, it's a way of being, and it's going to set you free. So I really want you to take this serious. This is the thing that's going to really shift things for you and for your family. And so Dawn is actually offering 2 classes a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays are for new clients and Thursdays are for existing clients. And just so you know, and I don't want you to take this for granted. I mean, Don has only worked with the elite of the elite. Some people would pay him up to $1 million to do a one-on-one session with him. Some of the people would pay him $125,000 just to do it in groups. And whenever Don lost his wife and his daughter to cancer, because they didn't want to go through this process, Because usually it's the people that are closest to us that are the most resistant to whatever it is we're offering, because they knew who we were, they don't know who we are now. And so Don wanted to basically, he made it his mission after losing his wife and his daughter to basically help raise humanity's consciousness from its existing 210 to level 700. And really, for the whole world to shift all around the world, all we need is 114 people holding the vibration of 100 of 100 of 700. I'm sorry. 114 people at 700 will shift the entirety of the world, because one person holding 700 actually counteracts 70 million 70 million people under 200. So it only takes 114 to shift the entirety of the world. So make sure to be there for the Tuesday if you haven't already. And then if you've already gone through it, go to the Thursday. And it'll show you how you can actually get access to this. So this is the consciousness side. Now I'm going to talk about the currency side, how you can actually earn income completely hands-free. And this isn't really, I'll put it into simple terms, right? Like nowadays, AI is starting to really pop off. I was just watching the Elon Musk and Joe Rogan interview and what they're doing with like Tesla and stuff, right? Like, I mean, this is old technology. Like people take their hands off of their Tesla steering wheel and they let AI drive them to and from wherever they were going. So people trust AI so much that they trust it with their life. Okay, so the question is why don't we trust AI enough to allow it to grow our bank accounts? So that's exactly what we have here. Apollo is an AI that's actually getting better and better and better over time. It just gets smarter. And it trades your crypto wallet and it's doing 20 to 50% completely hands-free. And the 20 to 50%, that's the range. It's not a guarantee of 20 to 50%. Just to be clear, it is the range that we've seen it do over the last few years. Could it do more than 50%? Sure. Could it do less than 20? Yeah. And in fact, in the last, I mean, it's been a little bit under 4 weeks. I think right around 4 weeks now. It's done 51% returns. So, just so you know. Okay, so the way that it works is you API Apollo into your crypto account. You have full control. No one ever has control of the funds. It's all in your hands and it just trades for you. And you're able to do one of two things. You can either have it compound, keep growing the account, or you can take the money out at any time. The only caveat is that you're actually splitting the profits with the developer. We met the developer in Dubai at the Crypto Expo where we had our booth. And so he came up to us and he told us about his AI and everything. We checked it out and it all was green lights go. So we ended up utilizing it ourselves, put some money into it, and it's been pretty awesome. So we brought it to the community. At first, it was a minimum of $100,000 to use the AI. We were like, hey, we want to bring this to the community. He's like, okay, 10,000. We're like, that's still not low enough. So he brought it down to $1,000 minimum. So if you want to use the Apollo, it's $1,000 minimum, and you're going to split your profits with the developer. So it's a 50-50 split. 50% goes to you, 50% goes to the developer. So I'll show you some examples of how this could look. And so let's talk a little bit about compounding. This guy right here, super smart guy, right? Mr. Albert Einstein. So he talks about the power of compounding. He calls it the eighth wonder of the world. And he says that he who understands it earns it, and he who doesn't pays it. So let me show you the power of compounding and what can actually happen whenever you start to compound your income. Just give me a moment. I'm going to pull up this compounding calculator so you can have a better idea. Okay. Compounding calculator. Okay. Cool. So let me give you an example. So let's say you started with a minimum of $1,000, right? The minimum. thousand US dollars, and you're compounding it 10% per month, and you compounded it for 5 years. Okay, let me show you what would happen. Because right now, it's really important that you start to wrap your mind around. Oh wait, hold on. 5 years. Five. What's happening with the world, right? Wrap your head around what's happening with the world. The US is a great example because everywhere in the world is pegged to the US dollar, right? I mean, it's kind of shifting a little bit with BRICS and everything, but for the most part, the majority of the world is actually pegged to the US dollar, whether you're in Australia, whether you're in Europe or Canada or South America. Your currency is pegged to the US dollar, and the US dollar has been losing about 1% every single month. So over a year, what would be happening is you would be losing about 12% due to inflation because they're printing money, right? They're just printing out of thin air. So it's just simple supply and demand, right? So if there's more of a thing, the less valuable it is, right? That's just how it is. So there's more US dollars, making it worth less. So whenever you go to the grocery store and you're trying to purchase your groceries, you're able to purchase 12% less. And I'm sure you guys are seeing it. I'm sure you guys are feeling it. You go to the store and it's like, damn, like last year it wasn't like this. Like eggs are going up, milk is going up, all of the essentials are going up in price, but really what it is the dollar is not worth as much. And you know, the euro, the franc, the peso does not matter. It's all the same. So you want to think about Apollo as your savings account on steroids. So let's say start with $1,000. After 8 months, you would double your account. So you go from 1,000 to 2,000 within 8 months. Very awesome. Now, after 5 years, you would have $304,481.64. Absolutely amazing. And so I'm not even telling you to use our AI. What I'm saying is find something to help you compound your money because it's sitting in the bank accounts literally losing value. It's the worst thing that you could be doing right now. And you know, the banks, what are they doing? You're depositing your money into their institutions. They take your money, they go invest it into the different investment vehicles, whether it's crypto or Forex or stocks or bonds or commodities or whatever. And then guess what they do? They earn hundreds of percents per year. And then what do they give you? They give you 1%. So don't do what they say, do what they do. Go and invest your money, have your money work for you. And we'll talk a little bit about that here in just a moment, how you can, and just give you some more context. So Mr. Kiyosaki, I'm sure a lot of you guys know who this is. So he wrote a couple of books. His first book was called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Second book was called Cash Flow Quadrant. And the third book was called The Business of the 21st Century. And what he said is that there are 4 ways to earn income. So there's the E sector, which is the employee, which is trading your time for money. You work 8 hours, you get paid for 8 hours, right? And so it's just what it is, right? You have to be at your job to earn income. You cannot take 5 months off and keep earning income. That's just what it is. And I don't know if this is gonna offend some of you guys, but sometimes you need someone to tell you the truth. The truth hurts a little bit, but eventually it set you free. A job nowadays, and this has really started to form the last couple of days. Even though I've heard it so much, I see it now more than ever because now you just to survive, if you were only living off of jobs, you would need multiple jobs just to survive. So what are these people doing? They pay you just enough so you stay, but not enough for you to leave. I mean, if you ask me, that sounds like slavery. You know, they didn't abolish slavery back in the day. They just reformatted it. And now we have invisible chains around you where you have to have someone else tell you what to do. You know, when you can leave, how much time you can spend with your family. And so what's the difference? I mean, there's really no difference. So as an employee, as an example, let's say you're working at a smoothie shop. Okay, you work 8 hours, you get paid 8 hours. Then one day you're like, oh my God, I want to own the smoothie shop. So you go and you become self-employed, you own the smoothie shop. Now you don't have a job anymore, but guess what? You own a job because you still can't go and take 5 months off. You have zero leverage. You're still getting paid off of your time and efforts. And so even if you have 3, 4 employees or whatever, you're the lifeblood of the business. You have to be there. And I know this well because that's how I started. I was first an employee. I was working at Jared's. Then I went to the car business. Same thing. I made a little bit more money. It was a little bit more independent, but I couldn't just take time off. Now, this is where 95% of the world is. Now, the 5% is on this right side. And 95% of the wealth is actually created here. And this is where the financially free people live. And they get paid off of leverage. So let's talk about leverage. So as a big business owner, as an example, right, McDonald's. We all know McDonald's. The reason why McDonald's is so big, and Ray Kroc says this, he says, so we don't sell burgers and fries. We sell real estate. That's literally how McDonald's makes their money. It's not off of the burgers and the fries, it's off of real estate because they're a franchise. So you pay $1.2 million to open up a McDonald's franchise. What you get literally the entire McDonald's system. And a system is an acronym where it basically stands for save yourself some time, energy, money. Save yourself some time, energy, money. That's what system stands for. So and you can see this because if you go to a McDonald's, you can see a 16 or 17-year-old kid literally running the entire operation. They're a manager. Flip the burgers this way. The fries need to be this way. They need to be frying this long so they can be golden brown and this much salt and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Mop this way. They have a system for everything so that way they guarantee basically that you are going to cash flow that franchise. So Elon Musk, he's another good example. Let's say he has 10,000 employees. All of his employees work 8 hours in a day. I'm just giving you a theoretical. I think he has more than 10,000 employees. But 10,000 times 8, that's 80,000 man hours that he's actually leveraging so he can accomplish the things that he's accomplishing at Tesla and at SpaceX and at whatever, right? So he's leveraging people's time and efforts through a system. Now, as an investor, like a Warren Buffett, for example, he's leveraging his money. So the goal is to shift from the left side to the right side, right? And I'll show you how you can actually have like almost like a franchise kind of system without having all the overhead. And we already told you about Apollo, where you can earn anywhere from 20 to 50% per month on average, utilizing our AI. And so this is really powerful because, I mean, if you wanted to be on this side, it would have taken you a lot of time and effort to really be able to do this. But due to our systems that we've created, you can now become or have, I should say, the leverage of a big business owner. And with technology today, you can be an investor because back in the day, if you wanted to invest in the New York Stock Exchange, you need over $1 million. You remember? I remember like my mentor. He's a hedge fund manager. He lives in Singapore. He manages billions and billions of dollars. I asked him to teach me, and he said you need minimum $100,000 US to be willing to risk and to lose if you want to get into this sector. So I said, okay, all right, let me get to work. So now you can get in with $1,000 and you can start to become an investor. So let's talk about how you can get in on the action. So if you want to get access to Don's amazing priceless transformational program, and if you want to get access to Apollo, which is our AI, it's a one-time fee of $149 startup, and then it's $99 per month. Okay, after you do the process with Don, after you get the results with the AI, you're going to be excited. You can be like, dude, everybody needs to hear about this. But let's just say you just wanted to share, you wanted to get a free membership. If you refer 3 people, let's say it's your mom, your brother, your sister, you get your membership completely free. Okay? Pretty awesome. Refer 3 and yours is free. Now, let's say you wanted to turn into a big business and you wanted to have leverage like an Elon Musk and be able to have time freedom, be able to travel the world and earn income while you're doing the things that you really love. I'm going to show you our partnership program. And our program is actually in the field of network marketing. A lot of you have probably done it, or maybe have heard of it. But I believe we have the very best program today because we have products that are legitimate, they're real, they can help the average person win without really having to know anything. And then number 2, we have this program that's absolutely just next level. Like Don's process is unlike anything I've ever seen. And so we just simply reward you, right? Instead of paying millions and millions of dollars to people and have them do like the billboards or the commercials or the advertisements in the newspaper, we pay people like you and I to share it with others. You get excited about a movie, you get excited about a dinner, guess what? You're going to share it with your friends. So same thing here, except we pay you. We pay you very, very generously. So there's an infinite income potential. You can earn anywhere from $100 a month all the way to $4 million every single month. Absolutely amazing. You can literally surpass the highest paid CEOs in the world today just by sharing a program that's going to help people have ultimate freedom. Now, there is weekly residual income, so you can get paid by doing something one time. You can get paid for it forever. So imagine doing the work one time and getting paid for it over and over and over and over again. So I'll give you an example of how that looks like. And so I have a traditional business. I enjoy this way better, but the traditional business does have an element of residual income. We build the systems at one time and we keep getting paid. But I'll give you an even clearer example. If you wanted to earn $500 in residual income, what you could do, this is just an idea, and you could do this if you want as well. It's good to diversify. You go and get a loan from the bank for $250,000 to purchase a house. And let's say your mortgage was $1,500 a month. Okay, so your mortgage is $1,500 a month. You find a tenant to rent your house out for $2,000. Now you're making $500 every single month. Okay, so I'm going to show you an even easier way to create residual income here in our amazing system. And 3, there are no qualifications or experiences needed. You don't have to have gone and had an amazing, resume. You didn't need to, whatever. You didn't have to go to Yale. You could have went to jail like me, okay? Does not matter. Your past doesn't matter at all. How many times you failed, none of that matters. You can come in here and you can completely reinvent yourself and you can do whatever, it doesn't matter if you were the kid that was always talking, that didn't get good grades or whatever. You didn't finish college, you dropped out of high school. It doesn't matter. None of that matters here. You can come in and you can completely reinvent yourself. And so the last thing is that there are team building incentives. So you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. So you have a whole system, a whole community that's here to help you reach your goals. So let's talk about the reward bonus. And this is the compensation plan. There's 3 qualifications, or technically 2, but there's a rank name, which would be like your corporate role. There's a network size, which is the total amount of people in your network, which any business, whether you're a doctor, a health coach, or whatever, your whole goal, the only way you get paid is actually by creating a network of clients, right? Like your family doctor probably has like, let's say 30 clients, 30 patients. They see him every 2 months, 3 months, or whatever. he's getting paid off of his patients and creating his clients, this network of clients. Okay. Now there's the personal referrals. So these are the people that you personally refer into the system. And then there's three ways you get paid. There's the weekly payout, which gets paid out every Friday. There's a one-time rank bonus, which gets paid out once a month. And then there's the direct bonus, which it was going to be once a month, but good news for you guys that we're actually going to be paying this out every single week. So pretty awesome. We do have a promotion on this right now. So this is for pre-launch. So the next like 4 to 6 weeks or maybe longer, just depends on how long it takes us to roll out the new system. We're going to double it up. So for every person that you personally refer, instead of only getting $50 per membership, you're going to get $100 per membership. So we doubled you up. Okay, very cool. So if you want to hit the rank of inviter, you're going to need a total network size of 3. So 2 on your left team, 1 on your right team. Out of these 3, you personally need to refer 2. 1 on your left, 1 on your right. So how does this play out? Let me give you a visual. Let's say you bring your mom on your left, your dad on your right. Your dad goes and brings his brother in. Now we have 3 total. It doesn't matter if you have 2 on your right or 1 on your left, or 2 on your left and 1 on your right. Either way, now you're getting paid $25 a week, which is $100 a month. And let's say you hit this in your first month. So you'd get paid $100 off the weekly payout. Then you'd get $100 from your mom, $100 from your dad, or I forgot which way they were. So that's 200 plus 100. That's $300 that you earn in your first month. Absolutely awesome. Okay, awesome. So next rank, connect to 200. You're going to need a network size of 4 on your right, 4 on your left. Out of those 8 total, you need 1 on your left, 1 on your right. The same to your mom and your dad. And all you're going to do is you're going to share with them how you got to inviter. You're going to share with them how you got to inviter, help them get to inviter, and then once you have 4 on your left, 4 on your right, you're getting paid $50 a week, which is $200 a month, and then you get a one-time bonus of $200 one time. Awesome. Okay. So really the biggest thing is just focusing on this one rank and helping every single person hit inviter. And speaking of Tui, I literally don't even remember how many people. Who was the last person that hit inviter? Was it Silhouette? Yeah, anyways, we have a lot of people ranking up. Sulu hit inviter. Paul hit inviter. Max hit inviter. He's about to hit connector 200. Vanessa hit inviter. Miles hit inviter. Mr. Chris is at connector 200, getting ready to hit connector 500. Tui is at 500, getting ready to hit connection 900. I just hit connection 900 today. People are ranking up. You know, it's really awesome. So same thing, right? Connect to 200 to connect to 500. You're just gonna help them. Everyone, you're gonna teach your mom and your dad how to hit inviter. They're gonna teach their people, and then so on and so forth. So connect to 500, 10 on your left, 10 on your right. Out of those 20, you're bringing 2. You're getting paid $125 a week, which is $500 a month, and then you get a one-time bonus of $500. Awesome. Now connect to 900, same thing, 20 on your left, 20 on your right. Out of those 40, you're only bringing 2. That's $225 a week, which is $900 a month, and then you get a one-time bonus of $900. Amazing. Okay, and then it just continues to go and go and grow. And so connect to 1500, 40 on your left, 40 on your right. Out of these 80, you're gonna actually, the only thing that changes is the personally referred. So you're gonna go from 2 total personally referred, which is 1 on your left, 1 on your right, to 2 on your left, 2 on your right. So let's say it's your mom, your dad, then it becomes your mom, dad, brother, sister. Now you're getting paid $375 a week, which is $1,500 a month, and then you get a one-time bonus of $1,500. Okay, awesome. So network of 3K, 75, and 75. You're bringing 4 out of the 150 customers, and you're getting paid $750 a week, which is $3,000 a month. And then it continues to grow. And you can go and build this part-time, earning 500 bucks a month. You can go full-time, earning $9,000 a month, or you can go big time, earning 25, 50, $100,000 every single month. And there's actually a fourth way you get paid. It's called the global pool bonus. So what happens is we take 1% of all of the global sales and we put it into a pool, and it's split up evenly amongst the number of shares that there are in the company. So from speaker 25K and above, you're going to get one share. So let's say there's 10 shares and there's $1 million in the pool. 10 divided by a million is $100,000 per share. So if you got one share at speaker 25K, you'd be earning an extra $100,000 every single month. Awesome. Now, the next thing that happens is that Master 750K and beyond, you get two shares. So instead of 100,000 per month, you get an extra 200,000 per month on top of the $750,000 you're making every single month. So maybe these numbers are a little overwhelming. I can feel it. Feel like I don't know how I'm going to do that. First off, it's doing Don's process, because you realize it's all how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you can hit inviter, you can hit all of these other ranks. The second thing is you don't have to be a presenter. You don't have to share this information. We have tools, like I showed you that video. Secondly, you can invite them to these presentations. We do the work, we explain it to them. And when they see the vision, they catch the vision, then you get the rewards. So I'll give you a clear example. One of my friends, her name is Tiffany. She was on my team in a company 8 years ago, and she was pretty introverted. She wasn't very extroverted. And so I told her, like, hey, look, all you got to do is invite people to the meetings, to the Starbucks meetings, to the Zoom meetings. And that's what she did. And she went from earning $2,000 a month as a waitress to earning over $15,000 every single month within 3 months. And she never did a single presentation till about 9 months into the business. Same thing for her mom, who's working in a warehouse. Same thing for her uncle, who was working at Chase Bank, and he could barely speak English. He just barely came from Vietnam. So if they could do it, every single person on this call, every single person watching this can absolutely do it. So we are in pre-launch right now. So it's all about timing. Imagine, and I heard what's his name, Tony Robbins talk about this the other day. He said if you took all the money that you spent, let's say you bought every single iPhone that ever came out from the launch, that'd be $20,000 that you would have spent. You take that exact same money and you put it into the IPO at the very launch of Apple, the very beginning of Apple, you bought stock. Today, in 2024, you would have over $200 million. So when it comes to business, it's always about timing. And right now, you're at the same exact timing as you would have been if you saw the Apple launch. You're at the right place at the right time with the right people. And it's not just about the money. The money is one aspect of it, but you're going to be a part of something absolutely life-changing for all of humanity. So, yeah, like I said, it's more than just a financial system. It's a movement towards both financial freedom and personal empowerment. So if you're aligned with our vision, get back to the person that invited you and ask them for their unique link, so that way they get the rewards for inviting you. So with that being said, I'm going to announce two promotions. We're giving away some free prizes. Everyone likes free. Everyone likes fun prizes. So just give me a moment. I'm going to open this up real quick and announce these prizes and how you can win some awesome stuff. So let me see. Okay, so let's say you come in and then you bring 10 people directly before August the 18th. You're going to get a brand new GoPro. If you bring 20 directly before the 18th, you're getting a brand new iPhone. And if you bring 30 directly, you get a brand new MacBook. So it doesn't matter if there's 1,000 people that qualify, we're giving everyone a prize just as long as they hit the qualifications. And the last promotion is that we are giving away some free hotels and some free flights. So if you hit the rank of Connector 1500, you're going to get a 3-day, 2-night stay at the hotel where we have our event. And if you hit Connector 3000, we're doing it all inclusive. So we're paying for your flight, we're paying for the hotel, and then we're paying for the VIP access to the event. And so it doesn't matter. There's 1,000 people, 1,000 people get these prizes. So I would love to see you guys there. And if you want to stay connected with all things Divinfi, make sure to scan this QR code. I would follow Telegram, Instagram, Facebook. Those are the main three where we're updating it constantly. And what I'll do now is I'll open it up for questions. If you have any questions, whether you're here on Zoom or anywhere else, I'll be happy to answer and make sure you have clarification so you can make a decision. No questions? Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, there's only one thing to do, and that's take it to the moon. We'll have the systems ready where literally I've been working with this guy. So we have a funnel that's being built out. We're obviously building up the Facebook group right now. We have the new videos. So like I said, we're constantly going to be innovating. We're trying to give you guys as much tools and as much things to really be able to bring to the field. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Good to
Sam.
see
Thank
you.
you. Great call. I'm excited also. I don't
Yeah,
have
bro,
much
you look
questions
excited.
Hey, the divine focus, man, has got me feeling a new way.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. I love it. Yeah, bro, you're shining bright.
Yeah, I feel it.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Definitely. Yeah.
You too, Tui. Love
Thank you,
it.
brother. Thanks.
Let's do it. All right. Well, if there's anything you guys need, just let me know. I'm gonna be working on some stuff, and then as soon as that video is done, we'll release that so you can start using it because it's mint.
Beautiful. Awesome.
All righty. Well, we'll
Thank
see
you.
you
It is a great video. Great video.
same time tomorrow. 9 well, for me now it's 9 a.m., which is a much better. So it's I can actually sleep now. I'm gonna go to bed after this, get some rest. It's 11 p.m. Actually, it's a little bit past midnight. Wake up at a reasonable time, get some sleep. So heck yeah, I'm excited. Let's do it. And then if you guys need
So
any
the
help
other
with-
Marcos Flores is a guest, by the way. The links weren't working, so I just sent them the link from my email.
Oh, okay, awesome.
But we'll talk more about it.
Okay. Well, also, what I was gonna say is if you guys want, like, if there's anyone that has any questions outside of the calls, feel free to throw me in a group chat like WhatsApp or Facebook, and we can make sure they just have all the answers that they need.
Awesome, Sam. Awesome. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Love you guys. Y'all have a
All
great
right.
day or night, and I'll see you tomorrow.
You too, brother.